Okay, tonight I'm going to go over our boards. We've had these boards for quite some time. I don't feel like they've been utilized in the as much as they should be. Um, and honestly, sorry, I've got a bunch of error messages coming up. I just want to make sure this is all recording okay. And honestly, I felt like they needed to be better organized and so on and so forth. So I've made those steps and I just want to show you guys because the objective for the boards is to try to make your life as effective and efficient as a business person. All of you and most of the people that you sign are either full-time workers or they're full-time moms. Those are the two main categories, or some of them are full-time workers and mamas, right? So trying to get our processes in a really effective, efficient mode is, to me, very, very important. Number two, getting a process down that is simple in the way that it's rolled out and is duplicated over and over and over in easy form. This is the kind of the agenda when I was creating this board system and the process in which we're following. And so I want to lay this out for you guys and go through it tonight so you don't have to figure it out for yourselves, so that it becomes very clear to you what I was thinking when I organized it the way I did and how you can use the boards to help yourself. So let me do a screen share quick. By the way, before I do the screen share, can I just say that some of you may not know that I'm struggling with adrenal fatigue right now. And right at this particular moment of the day, I am kind of almost shot at this point. So if my energy on this call comes across as like not so positive or happy, I am happy. I'm happy here. I just am struggling to have the energy to convey that. So just bear with me there. Okay. Let me grab boards here. Right here is where we start. Living the pink life. The very first board that I created up on the upper left corner is VIP customer care, because this is the one that will be utilized the very most. You will utilize it as a business builder, but also it will be your task to help use this board to help your new VIP customers guide their own customers. Now, this is a little bit tricky, right? Because some people are sharing with their moms and dads and not really wanting to take on some big task. So as a business builder, you're going to have to kind of feel that out, read the room, if you will, and understand if it's better for you to maintain the customer care with that person or to give it to that person, give it to your new VIP customer who is now shared with other people. In my opinion, it's always like 95% of the time, you should be giving them the document under VIP customer care that is going to help them guide through the steps of taking care of that person. And I have made it much easier for you to do that. So inside VIP customer care, you'll have the customer care first 30 days in the upper right-hand corner. Double click on that, or I'm sorry, single click on that, and you will have exactly what to do week 1 through 4 times first 30 is a graphic. That's just kind of a simple read through reminder. This also might be something you guys would want to use instead of the full document that I'm about to show you. You could just use this graphic for a brand new VIP who has just shared with their friends or family, so that it's an easy little quick check-in that they can read through and go, oh yeah, I can do this. I can check in with my mom week 1, week 2, week 3. And you can just share with them, you know, this is your accountability partner. Now the two of you are going to be doing this together. If you want to check in with her, here's a few tips on doing that. Okay, so just keeping it really simple and sweet and to the point. Follow-up tips for better results. What is this document? It's a very important document. Here are a few important questions you can be asking along the way to correlate with your follow-ups on a weekly basis. This is what's going to help you kind of do more of a troubleshooting with your customers of where they're at, what they're experiencing. You can see dealing with detox. These are recommended options for them to incorporate if they are dealing with high-level detox. 7 days in ask these questions. So this is kind of a cheat note, if you will. It's helpful to read through this and find out, well, what happens if they're constipated, if they're regular, if they're going too frequently, they still have lots of sugar cravings. Here's some tips on that. Here's the tips on constipated, regular, too frequent, sugar cravings, and so forth. So it's just like a little side note tips thing for you to review. How do I handle these circumstances? Okay. So a couple of, well, a PDF and a graphic there for you. Exactly what to do week 1 through 4. So this first square is actually a document that leads you to here, customer care steps, okay? If you open up this document, it makes it really nice and easy to copy and paste all of this information as you're doing your follow-ups, right? So here is a direct message that you would send in the next 48 hours. You can just copy and paste this without the quotes, you guys. Don't forget that. I know that might sound silly, but I've had lots of people copy and paste these types of things and actually include the quotes when they're sending it off to their friends or posting on Facebook. And then it's obvious, you know, that it's been copied and pasted. So this is what I mean by keeping things really simple and to the point. Throughout these 4 weeks, everything that you need is supplied in this document. Exactly what to say. Here's the resource link that goes with this message. Okay, so this getting started guide, and I'll go through this a little bit further in a few minutes. When their products arrive, here's another message. Boom, you're just copying and pasting this and sending them these messages to them at that particular time. Now, something that you guys can do as a quick tip is to schedule this into your calendar or into your phone as soon as you sign someone. So there's a couple ways to do this. If you are doing follow-ups with your customer based on the day that they signed or based on the day that their products arrived, you're going to have follow-ups with different customers all the way through the week, all the way through the month, right? And so if you're doing it that way, when their products are ordered, you're going to go ahead and put this next 48-hour message into your calendar. Message Courtney, and you're going to put that into your calendar. Then on that very same day, you're going to go when their products arrive 3 to 5 days. So you're going to put a little reminder in your calendar 3 to 5 days from there. Courtney products should be here, right? Then it's going to say week 2 check-in. So you're going to pick the following week in your calendar on the day that they order. You're going to do this, right? Put check-in with Courtney. So these things are already in your calendar the moment your customer orders so that you don't have to think about this. And then when the calendar goes off and you have to send something to Courtney, that's when you come to this document, copy, paste, boom, send, it's done and over. Very efficient, very effective. The way that I think is a smarter way to do this business is when you have your customers order Monday through Saturday or Sunday through Saturday, in your mind, you have a day of the week that you do all of your follow-ups. So I'm going to call it follow-up Friday, right? If you did that and your customer orders in one given week, you follow the initial steps of the order, you do your welcome call and so forth. But then you just say to her, listen, we're going to check in with each other. I'm going to check in with you every single Friday. I check all of my customers on Fridays. So expect to hear from me every Friday, especially for the first 4 weeks. And it'll be more extended thereafter. If anything comes up between now and then, always make sure that you're contacting me. That's going to be part of your communication, right? But that makes this process even more simple. You just know that on Fridays, you're going to pull up this document, and for every customer, you're going to send them the various messages based on where they're at in their first 4 weeks, okay? Going back to the boards, I got that document off of this first button in the upper left-hand corner, right? But to make it simpler, even for your customers to follow, for instance, or for you, I went ahead and put those steps right into the board. So you don't even have to open up the document. You can literally go step 1, read through it. Step 2, read through it. While they wait for products is step 2, right? Step 3, when the products arrive. Step 4, the first few days on the products. Okay. Step 5, week 1 of products are complete. Okay. It literally takes you through every single step of here, sorry, I need to adjust this probably. This is week 3 because it says week 2 of products are complete. So this is going on week 3 and then so on and so forth. So it's all in here set up for you, whether you want to use the actual document or you just want you or your customers to be able to go through step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all there very easily for you to follow. I'm gonna pause for a second. Am I going too fast for you guys? Is this coming across clear enough?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate that. I just want to make sure. So that is under VIP customer care, the first tab in the upper right-hand corner, customer care first 30 days. Okay. This graphic, let's take a look at this next. This is a graphic I dropped into the leader chat, and I think it's a really good thing for you to keep handy for yourself, but also for new business runners or new VIPs who actually want to go silver, senior silver, maybe gold, and then definitely beyond. This is just a quick, it's actually a PDF, by the way. So if you download this, this link is going to be active. I'm pulling it up as a graphic, so it doesn't look like that, but it's a PDF. So this link is active. You can also copy this link like this and just copy, throw it into another thing and paste. Boom. Shoot. Got to check on that because I already checked this and it was working at one point. So I'll have to go back and double check that. But this Google Doc is the customer care steps. Okay. So the launching a new VIP gives them everything that they need through this link in order to follow along and launch their first customer. The rest of this is things that you should be doing when you launch a new VIP. Add to the team page, and the link is here. Products testimonials page, the link is here. Reminders, introduce your new VIP to your sponsor or power partner via 3-way chat. So this has definitely got to be part of the process. And I don't know that we've really stressed it a lot in the past, but it's definitely something you all should be incorporating every single time that you sign a VIP. Every one of these steps should be followed every single time you start with a new VIP. They should go on the team page, the product testimonial page, and you should follow the Google Doc for customer care or go to the board for customer care. But then you should be introducing them to your sponsor through a 3-way chat. And if your sponsor is not active, which everyone on this call right now has active sponsors, right? But what would this look like? Let's say, well, I have a perfect example. I have a level 1 who went silver really fast, wanted to do the business, and as fast as she went silver, she bebopped out of this, right? Well, she had already gone silver. One of those girls is now building. So that girl would not be contacting her sponsor, right? Because her sponsor bebopped out of here. So she's going to look up to me or a power partner, as I'm calling it. Who are power partners? Well, we already have an example of this on this leader call with Casey and Caitlin, right? Those are power partners. So why would you introduce on 3-way chats to a side sister or power partner versus an upline? This is up to you guys how you want to handle this, but it can be really effective for you to be working with power partners that are running with the business that will back you up. So this is third-party validation. This is being there for each other to answer questions to your downlines and so on and so forth. But the really big part of that is really the third-party validation for your downline. They're not only seeing you succeed, but they're seeing your side sisters succeed. And that can be really, really effective. So up to you how you want to handle that, either an upline leader, the next working leader, or a power partner in a 3-way chat. That is a very critical step for you guys. They're going to back you up in how those products are working, that when you tell them that there's detox and the upline sponsor says, yes, indeed, this is detox, is totally normal. I promise you're going to have a way better, more effective outcome with your customers because they're getting that backup of validation that, yes, indeed, this is how the products are supposed to work. Not only that, but if you're working with an upline, they may say, hey, maybe you should switch up products and try this. And or add this. And you might have already suggested to them to add something, and they might have given you pushback. But because the sponsor is now backing you up and saying, you should really think about adding this product. Well, that's another person saying that product might work, and it's building belief for them. So that's a really important aspect of the startup process. And then the last thing is invite them to our next Thursday night product event and Sunday night business event. This last one down here, number 5. Okay. The Sunday night business event, I have not stressed those yet. It's actually very similar to what we're going to be doing tomorrow night for our business event with Hannah, Caitlin, Kim McMurrow, and Megan Mealy. But some of you may remember, some may not. I'll just share with you. There is a sponsored diamond call every single Sunday night for as a business event. They are very, very, very effective. I am going to be preaching on those a lot more from this point forward, simply because, especially at this point in time, I don't want to add in another business event for us when someone is already doing them. I would rather just that we tap in our own VIPs to these business events. So what does this look like? You just signed a VIP. She wants the product. She has never talked to you about the business. You do the welcome call and maybe get her a +1. Why are you inviting her to a business event? Because people don't know what they don't know. So just make this part of your launch for every new VIP. There's a few things that we do when we start our friends and family on these products. And one of them is to have you sign it or tune in to our business event on Sunday nights. It's 15 minutes. I know you might be thinking, like, I'm just doing products. That's totally fine. But we still want to always open your eyes to what is possible. If you never ever want to look at our business, it's totally fine, I assure you. But at least take the time to give yourself the education of what could be. It's at, I think, 8 o'clock. I'm not even sure, but I'll be talking about these more and more and giving you guys. There's actually going to be a tab on the boards eventually with all of the information. The initial tab of like the graphic for Sunday night biz calls and the link will be on the boards probably by tomorrow. But there's a backlog of recorded videos of Sunday night business events that I also want to get onto the boards. Why? Because every business event has different speakers, right? And so you might want to start taking some time to listen to some of those business events so you're aware of which ones have teachers and nurses and nutritionists and stay-at-home mamas, because that way, when you're working with someone along the way, you can be like, you know what? Skip the Sunday night business call. I have got a recorded call I want this girl to listen to. And you can even save those calls on a note and identify them as to who's on the call and things like that, so that you can easily grab a hold of that specific recording and give it to your VIPs as a way of building belief in the business. Or maybe you're somewhere in the middle of taking her to silver or senior silver, and you can just hear the excitement. Boom, this is a perfect time to land a recorded business call in her lap about somebody who is in her shoes, whether it be a stay-at-home mom or a nurse or what have you. Okay, so those Sunday night business calls, very important. Same thing with the Thursday night product calls. If you just sign them, why are you inviting them to a product call? Because every single one of our product events, whether they're a Zoom event or a Messenger event, will be another way of building belief and education on our products. That's one of the reasons. Number 2, if they want to utilize an event, now they will know what an event looks like. So it will scare them less to invite their friends and family to the events. So when you're launching a new VIP customer, boom, 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 5 steps here. Just go through them each and every time. And side note, when you invite somebody to the team page, I always just tell them this is a great resource for support. There's a lot of wonderful information in there that you will learn about detox and our different products that we have and so on and so forth. It's a great way to get connected to our team. And I send them that vague message. I mean, you can make it what you want, but I do send somebody that message. Product testimonials page, same thing. I actually encourage all my VIPs to take 10 minutes and go through those testimonials. I tell them that they can search a testimonial based on anything that they choose. And another thing that I don't necessarily do, it is very common practice, though, I will tell you, is to go find a testimonial that is similar to somebody that similar to his or her situation, or if you've heard him or her talk about a family or friend that is struggling with something like, let's say, diabetes, it would be wise to add them to the testimonies page and then tag them in a testimonial about diabetes and say, hey, just wanted to share this with you because I know you said your dad was struggling with diabetes. Boom, you're immediately building their belief. And you can even say to them, you should copy and paste this and share it with him. If they're too afraid, if they haven't gotten to that place where they've actually talked to them. It's just another layer or way of building that belief. So this is your graphic. This is your recipe to launch a new VIP. And anytime that you have a business builder who's starting, they should understand this recipe as well. Okay. So we already went through the customer care first 30 days document. Here is a little note on Upline Leader welcome introduction that I mentioned, either Upline Leader or Power Partner. It's all here. You've got a little sample message of what you would send that person once they're in, or once you've been placed in a three-way chat. So this message is the message that replicates what the Upline Leader would say to the brand new VIP when they are introduced to them in a welcome chat. The whole idea is for you to be able to convey your excitement, to share your journey, both on the business and the product side, and then open up conversation by saying, what brought you to Plexus? What is it that you're struggling with? So you can engage them and get a relationship going. You can add any additional layers of advice or guidance to their journey. And this is also your opportunity to say, and I suppose Casey told you all about how important it is to add an accountability partner. Have you gotten your accountability partner yet? All of that type of engagement takes place in this welcome call. As an upline leader, you absolutely want to be talking about this stuff because the leader that signed the new VIP may have gotten through the welcome call and failed miserably. Maybe they don't have the welcome call mastered. Maybe they got through the welcome call and did beautifully and got pushback after pushback after pushback, right? In either case, this welcome chat is your opportunity as a leader to cement this process even further into their minds, as if it is just normal and natural and the way that we do things, which it is. So when we talk about detox or the journey on the products, it's helping normalize detox. It's helping normalize the fact that the process is a 90-day process that you should be committed to. It's normalizing consistency and reminding them of how important that is. And it's normalizing an accountability partner. So that's what that three-way chat is meant to do. The more you use this, the easier it's going to become. And it's a very effective tool. So you're going to see the duplication on a higher level. You're going to see consistency and you're going to see less pushback because you are building belief on top of the leader who has signed the new VIP customer. So that is in your customer care. I added a few more things in here that are just extras but are common go-tos. If you incorporate it is part of, sorry, you guys, give me some grace tonight, okay? I just want to check in here real quick, hold on. Here it is. Step 2. When products arrive, have your customer grab a selfie with the products in hand and give you a shout out post, okay? Here is a voice message you can use when you're asking them to do that. And here in your boards is information on a first post. Last week, I simply copied and pasted this entire graphic into somebody's messenger chat. Quite honestly, you guys, I had run out of energy to talk to her about it. So I was like, here's the guide, and make something up, and like, you can run it past me before you post it Monday morning. Like, that's as good as she got from me. But, you know, you can elaborate, you can help her write something up, but also this graphic is here and it's very self-explanatory. This is our magic post. Hey, everyone, just started my Plexus supplements, and I'm so excited to start feeling better. They've helped my friend Sarah lose weight, gain energy, have longer, stronger hair, da da da. Who wants to do this with me? Call this the magic post because it's short, sweet, to the point, and it asks who wants to do this with me. So usually it creates engagement. You have them take a picture with their pink drink when the products arrive. Now, keep in mind too, if people are really bashful about doing a selfie, you can have them do a picture similar to what you see here. Just have them put the pink drink in their hands. They can be standing, holding the pink drink in their brand new water bottle and standing up so that you can kind of, and put the camera above the water bottle so you're kind of seeing their feet in the floor below. I know you guys have seen these pictures from other jewels. I've done these before when I'm holding product in my hand, and just take a picture and post it with this. Super easy and simple. And for the people who are like nervous, they're not, that should not make them nervous. Okay. Oh, okay. So this next one, veteran product user, this has to do with a first post for somebody who's been on the products for a long time and absolutely refused to give you a shout out or to do a first post of any kind. So they've been on the products for a while. So the description or the sample post here looks a little bit different. I'll let you read through that in your own time. And this is a editable first post option as well. I'm so excited to have more energy bloating. I've been so uncomfortable. I'm excited to see the new version of me by healing my gut. There is no engagement. There's no question. It's just putting something out there for people. So you have your first post options here. You have all your product guides. Okay. I know a lot of you like to use these product guides. I'm not one, but it's there for you to use. Now, a little tip on this. These are all located here so that as you're rolling out a new VIP customer, you can just give them this board, not a new VIP customer. I apologize. A brand new business builder, you can give them this board and say, there's all this great resources on here, and they now have access to it. However, if you, being a regular business builder, are working with customers all the time and you want to use these product guides, I think it would probably be best for you to create a gallery on your phone and download these to your gallery, or create a folder on your C drive rather than having to come here, open this up, copy and paste. It's up to you entirely, but I'm just giving you tips on ways that you can use this. It's meant to be something that if you need it, you always know where it's at. You can use it for your brand new business builders, but in terms of ease of use, you may want to copy and paste to a gallery or put it on your C drive. This is a referral link. How to get to your referral link, right? So there's a graphic here and there's a little write-up about it. So obviously that would be a need once somebody starts to share, right? This is a graphic all about the perks credits, upgrading to brand ambassador, enrolling a VIP customer, how to share a cart, okay? And the Plexus Pivotal program. So basically everything that you would typically need when working with a VIP customer is right here in this board. Let me double check what this is. Okay. This may or may not be in the right place actually, but should somebody be more invested, this is a great graphic that you can give them to say, okay, let's create a list of 3 to 5 of your closest friends and get you to silver. Like if you're having that kind of conversation, this is a good graphic to use. All right. That's the most detailed I'm going to go through of the boards. I'm just going to quickly walk you through some of the other things that are here. On your prospecting, here's your winning day for this business. Totally essential that you're doing your winning day every single day. This is your IPA, right? You have questions about it, this is the place to find it, the answers. somebody who's very limited in their time, in their schedule, and they need it done in 30 minutes. This is literally a line-by-line description of how to get your IPA done in 30 minutes. This is a winning day graphic. There are 2 of them on here that gives you a more of a visual of each part of your IPA and what you're supposed to be doing with those various parts. Okay, so this is a graphic that you can read through to remind yourself, or if you feel a little bit lost with what you're doing with your IPA, this explains it perfectly. So does this one. Okay, they're just stated a little bit different, and that's why I'm including both of them. Some people will prefer this description over this one and vice versa. Here you have organizing your contacts. This is another extremely important part of this business, is making sure you're keeping your contacts organized so that people do not fall through the cracks and you do not lose your customers via long-term follow-up, that you're always aware of who you've been in contact with, where your conversations are at, and so forth. So this video here gives you several options of how to do that if you have yet to figure that out. This is your power hour for prospecting. Every Thursday, this is obviously September 26th graphic. These can be found on your Ambassador Academy page. You can do checkups on that as to like time, if times have changed and so forth. But this bit.ly at the bottom, that remains the same at all times. And lately, these times that are on here have all been consistent Thursday after Thursday after Thursday. So far, so good, that if you look at this graphic, it should be the same time. This bit.ly is how you tap into that. Power hours, by the way, for those of you who don't know, it's led by corporate and typically a Jewel, Senior Ruby, somewhere of that nature, and they will lead you through an hour of doing your IPA. So here again, if you struggle with what to do during your IPA, tap into these power hours and follow along. IPA sheets. This is how you do your winning day. These are the IPAs that you follow that go along with that description I showed you a minute ago. There are 5 of them in here because every IPA looks a little bit different. It's kind of like this. If you want to go and get an organizational calendar at the store, you can go to any given store and you're going to find 20 different calendars that are laid out entirely different, right? They all do the same thing, but they're laid out different, and different people's brains are going to tune into them and feel organized with one over the other. That's what these IPA sheets are. So they're here for you to go through, look through them, decide, oh yeah, this one feels better to me. It makes more sense. I like the language on it, whatever it is that appeals to you, and pick the one that you like and use it. This is one I found recently. I think this is the one. Hold up. Nope, it's not. I was wrong. Hold on.
I feel good.
I thought it was this one. Be active in a team chat and team page. Yes, it is. So this is one I found recently I really liked because under leadership, it says be active in a team chat and team page, check mark. So if you're following this every day, you're posting on the team page every day. And that is a really important part we'll talk more about in the future because we won't have time today. Of your leadership to have impact and influence on your team. So that's on there. Personal development is on there. Who did you add value to today, or your team? What this would help if I put my glasses on, y'all, because I'm like an old lady here. What did today share in team page or chat? Share in team page or chat what you did today. That actually I laughed on because why can that be helpful? Because sometimes if your team just hears from you on team calls, like I'm doing right now, there can be a scratch of the head. Like, is she doing the stuff that I do? Does she sign people? Like you guys oftentimes will hear me say, I signed 7 last month. I signed 4 last month. That's not to pat me on the back. It's actually kind of to do my best in this category. I want you all to see that 11 years in this with pretty much a completely cold market all the time that I have to rebuild into a warm market in order to get them to sign, I'm still doing it, right? So I want you to know that. For instance, I'm 99% sure I've won the cruise and probably the first $100 prize But I'm not going to go into my back office and add all the things up and make sure that that's the case because I just don't have the time. Don't have the patience right now to do it. I'm just waiting until the points refresh after we get paid this month. But those are things like if I ever say those things to you in team chats or I shout myself out on the team page, it's more about this, making sure that you see that I'm doing the things that I'm asking you to do. And that's important. It's super important for your downlines to see that you are doing those things, that you aren't just riding coattails or anything like that. Find any and all ways to publicly shout out your team. This is another one I actually feel like we need to work more on. So like my girl, Megan, went senior silver last month. I went on her newsfeed and shouted her out with her graphic. Oftentimes I'll also do that on my own newsfeed and tag the person. Shouting people out like that publicly is really, really good to help them, their network, see that they are engaged and they're winning in this business, not to mention the way it feels for that person to be shouted out. So make sure, you know, honestly, you guys, you can do this till you're blue in the face and it never gets old. Feel free to lift your team publicly on anything. They just finished a brand new self-development book, pour into them about that. I mean, it really doesn't matter. So I kind of liked this all in IPA too. It had a lot of really good stuff in it, even though this one is the one I created. And I like this one as well, but you can just go through that and decide what you want. Here's a third, this actually should be moved to the first page, but here's a third way to explain what a winning day is. So you can't be lost with what you're supposed to be doing every single day to move your business forward. So that is part of prospecting. Then you have how to share a cart, three-way chat message flow. So this is your whole conversation of what three-way chats should look like. Okay, step 1, 2. This is prospecting actually. And then the actual three-way chat is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this should be 6. Sorry. And there's a whole Google document on this as well that is not the same as these steps up here. It's another way for you to get through a three-way chat is inside this Google document here. And here are all the videos that are the most commonly used during three-way chats. I put them right here into this folder. So here again, do you see, you guys, how you can go into this board and everything you need for a three-way chat is here. Whether you're in need of a reminder of how to do it or which videos to use or whatever the case might be, or you're trying to teach a brand new business builder how to do a three-way chat. This is where you can tap them in and they've got all the information at their fingertips. Reach out messages, messages to story viewers, birthday messages, overcoming objections, sample messages, inviting to opportunity events. These are all sample messages for prospecting, which is what this folder is. And then you have additional resources, which is the Who Do You Know document. So if you need a document to like help somebody make a list of everyone they know, this is a sales training with Genevieve that I thought was really good. And these are all just recruitment and cold market videos for additional training on prospecting. This particular prospect training with graphics is the video goes with the graphics. That's why I put it in its own folder. And this is all about recruiting for the business. So if you want help with that, it's under additional resources. So here again, you have a full prospecting folder that tells everything that you need under prospecting. Same thing goes for leadership. And the one thing I wanted to point out, I'm not going to go into this, but you have coaching, flow charts, questions that you should be asking when you're doing a coaching session. You have loads of information here, a coaching call template. So if you're like, well, how do I coach somebody? What does that look like? There is a template right there under leadership. The other thing I really want to point out, super important, here is your mapping. If you are not mapping your goals every single month, you need to be. I'll just put it to you that way. This has to happen. You have to know where you're going in this business or in order to like get somewhere, right? You need to set a goal and have to know where you're going and you have to know how to get there. The mapping that is explained here in this call and described through this little section is your roadmap to getting to whatever goal it is you want on a monthly basis, but you have to do it every single month. First of the month starts fresh. Okay. If anyone ever needs help with mapping, you can come to me. I've been doing it since the first year I've been in the business. Not very hard. Daily resources. These are lots of different things that we use on the regular, including a book list for personal growth, detox info, this month's incentives. This is the link to the incentives page. This is all about the opportunity. So we have the Plexus corporate opportunity videos that they did. This is a flip book that I put in the leader chat, but in case you didn't save it, it is actually a PDF. So all of these links will take you to different important subject matter on the business. So you can give somebody this flip book who is interested in the business and they can look through it at their leisure. That's under the opportunity in daily resources. And you can see I have some of the detox stuff in here, the Plexus Pivotal app, blah, blah, blah. So it's stuff for you guys to kind of look through. Social media, exactly as it says, there's all kinds of goodness in here. The most important thing is the social media training done by Amber Miller. And all of these, you can see Amber branding number 1, 2, 3, 4. This takes you through the video. Okay. Honestly, you guys, there's so much information and it's so on point. If you watch this video and just mastered your social media through this video, you really don't need to look very much further beyond that. All things compensation plan, you can imagine it's everything to do with our comp plan. By the way, this is a really good video that was done by Top Jewels exploring the Plexus income opportunity. It's a YouTube and it's like 30 minutes maybe. So for yourself, as well as if you're working with somebody who really wants to dive into big goals, that's a good video for them to watch regarding the income. Advanced training, it is what it is. There's duplication, retention, podcasts, weekly training from the top, which is corporate. Learn from the leaders. This is a YouTube. Yes, right? Yep, it's a YouTube Learn from the Leaders. And then there's all these independent videos, Diamond sharing their business, Emerald training on messaging. So there's some good stuff in here. This podcast is the various links to the podcasts that I like best. If you want anything added to this, just let me know. I'm happy to put it in here. But here again, the simplicity of these boards is you have a new runner who needs self-development. Instead of repeating yourself and telling them, oh, you should use this podcast and this podcast or this book list, you can just come to these areas and send them let me go back to podcasts. You share up in this corner, link copy to clipboard, and you can share this specific folder to them so that you don't have to repeat yourself all the time. They need a book list, go get the book list folder. Let me go do that so I can kind of open this up. Share in the upper right-hand corner, text copy to clipboard, go paste it into their messenger, and boom, they have a book list. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. They need to know about detox. Well, here you go. I'm working on this one yet. You're going to be able to click share and give them this detox folder, and they will have what they need from that. Okay, that's what all of these little tabs are about. Instead of explaining the opportunity or giving them the individual videos on it, you just give them the folder. Okay. Graphics. So far, I have the combo packs and the rank advancement graphics in here. And here again, this is a great place for them to be if you need to grab them, but also don't forget, you could also put them into a gallery or on your C drive if that works better for you. I'll just quickly finish these two up. This goes through a sip and see. Okay, so all the information on the sip and see, how to invite to a sip and see, and a graphic is all there. 3-day reset. I don't even know. Yeah, here is a bunch of tools for the 3-day reset. Reset post, DM version, verbiage, post ideas, all the things. It's all in here. So you have it at your leisure if you need it. Okay. So the last 10 minutes here, what I want to do is actually focus on the perfect. I really wanted to get this perfect 10 system out, but I'm kind of feeling like I dumped a lot of information on you guys. And I'm going to overload you if I go into that. How are you feeling about what I gave you for information so far? Let me just bring it back to y'all. You still with me? Did that make sense? Or did I go too fast?
I got it, I think.
Beautiful. Jackie?
I've been
I,
looking through it a little bit.
yeah, I'm so glad you did that because I like when I first learned about the boards, I looked through it, but I have not spent nearly enough time looking through there. So I'm like really glad that you did that. So it's a good reminder to go back and look through all of it. So thank you.
You're welcome. My agenda tonight really was, there's a lot of things that land in the leader chat, and there's a lot of important particles to our business. And many of the things that we see, whether it comes from corporate or somebody drops it in the leader chat, or you see it on the team page, or you see it through another Jewel posting something, they're all so good. They're all really, really good. But a lot of them mimic each other. So give you an example. I had this meeting on Saturday with a few of the leaders, and we were talking. I made them watch a video done by Amber Miller. She is currently a new Jewel in her second business center. And in that video, she talks about building golds on top of golds on top of golds. And they were like, that was so cool. And I'm like, it is, isn't it? And we're not going to do that. So everyone at the table laughed, right? And the reason why I'm not going to build gold on top of gold in the way that Amber was explaining it is because I'm going to do our perfect 10 system, which is a mimicking of what Brooke Hemingway does. I absolutely love this system. Like I've never loved a system before. It is so freaking cool because it's simple. So once I said we're not going to use Amber Miller's, then I said, but we're going to get the exact same effect. So the perfect 10 system, without going too far into it, because I really do think we're going to have too short a time here, I'm going to have to put it into another call, is building senior silvers. And then diving into, basically you have one person go senior silver, and when she does, you're tapping into that first person that went senior silver and said, that was super fun. You just earned over $800, over $1,000, whatever the month is and the incentives are, it's going to vary. And by the way, if that sounds hard for you to do, there's a whole process that is super simple that will help you to make that happen. So it doesn't have to be hard. You take her senior silver, and then because all of these 10 people that just signed from her know her, right? Personally, obviously, you're going to ask her, well, who are 1, 2, or 3 of those people that you just signed that you think would love to do what you just did, maybe take home $800, $1,000, whatever she took home, right? And she's excited for starters, and she knows her friend group better than anybody right now, right? So she's going to say, oh, Susie has this awesome network of friends, and she loves sharing, and man, she loves shopping. You should totally ask Susie about this. And maybe she gives you two more people's names, right? From there, you're saying, you're messaging Susie and going, oh my gosh, Susie, I'm so excited. I saw that you added an accountability partner, and that's great and all. But I was just chatting with Diane, let's say that's the upline, still senior silver. And I just asked her, you just helped a lot of your friends get on the health and happiness journey with you, and you earned over $800. And I just asked her out of curiosity who she thought of her friends that would want to make $800 like she did and help a few more friends. And she mentioned you. She thought you would love this. So I just wanted to message you and find out if that's true. Would you love for me to help you add a few more friends and make whatever I just said her name was, Diana, earn to $800 like she just did? Now, this girl's going to have no clue that Diana just made that money, right? It's going to be shocking because nobody thinks somebody makes $800 in the first 1, 2, or let's face it, even 3 months of doing this business. And she's going to be like, heck yeah, I want to make that $800. So you've got a pod of people that have gone senior silver, and from that, you're going to grab 1, 2, or 3 more people, and you're going to take them senior silver, senior silver, senior silver with the exact same process. It's super easy. It's a super simple process. I shouldn't use the word easy. It's a super simple process. And because you're going to be doing it over and over and over and over, you're going to be able to master it so fast. And the people who want to run with the business beyond senior silver are going to be able to master it so fast. And guess what? That process does not change all the way to diamond. This is one of the reasons I love it so much. But let's look at what happens to this first senior silver. When we grab 1, 2, or 3 and take them to senior silver, let's focus on just one at a time, right? We take the first one to senior silver. What happens to that person? The first person goes gold,
So
right? The first person that started this whole thing is going to go gold because we're taking the next person to senior silver underneath of her. So we're not building gold on top of gold on top of gold in the way that Amber explained in this video, but we're still building gold on top of gold on top of gold. We're just doing it even simpler in smaller terms. Senior silver, senior silver, senior silver. Now, that first person that gave me the reference, I'm going to try and incorporate her into this growth. She may or may not step into the leadership right away. She might step in really fast. She might step in really slow. Who cares? But her paycheck is going to grow. And she's going to get more excited. And then her girlfriend is going to make the $800. And then those two are going to become what? Accountability partners in the business, right? Like, do you see how this can just perpetuate a snowball effect? And then we're going to do the same thing with her. Well, you just got senior silver. Do you know 1, 2, or 3 of your friends that would want to do this? And then you just have oodles of senior silvers popping up that are actually creating golds and senior golds and rubies from where this all started. It's just trickling downward in a very microscopic way so that people don't get lost in the idea of how do I get to ruby? Wow, that feels so far away. Don't even worry about it. Let's just do senior silvers. That's it. So it was the same concept. So I'll get more in depth with this perfect 10 in another call, but the point I'm trying to make is there are a million different ways to do this business, a million different types of events you can host, different processes you can follow. But guess what, y'all? They really all do use the exact same things. They still use 3-way chats. They still all use some sort of an event. They still get people to post on Facebook. Like, they still have a 4-week follow-up system. So the reason why I wanted to do this call tonight is to say, this is now our system. This is laid out effectively for you in this boards, and it is here for you to master. What do you need to be successful in this business? A system. And it's one that you master and follow over and over and help your downlines to duplicate over and over and over. So this call was really important to me because I want you guys to use this as kind of a starting block of, okay, if I wasn't organized before, I'm organized now. If I was a little iffy about what my system was before, I have no reason to be iffy now. Like, it's literally in a Google Doc. It's on the boards, exactly the verbiage you use, exactly how you lay out what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. So, and I already did a video that I dropped in the leader chat months ago on the perfect 10, kind of the system that I'm talking to you guys about right now. And it correlates with the step-by-step Google Doc that's already on the board. And so if you want to dive into that right now, you want a refresher, you want to start to master this better, I'll just give you that YouTube video again. I can even post it on a board so that you guys can have it there and watch it as many times as you want to. Practice the language as many times as you want to. It's all there for you. Because this is going to be the key to making the business really, really, really efficient and effective and growing duplication for your people. That help? That make a lot of sense? That's what I wanted to, I was hoping to give you guys, is just let this be your step-by-step pathway to all things that you need to know to duplicate, and try not to, like, a little bit put blinders on. Because as you're doing this process, you're going to hear somebody say, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. That is forever going to be the case. And as you grow as a leader, let's say you step into Senior Ruby or Jewel, and you're looking at my process and my boards, and you're like, well, you know what? I love 90% of this. But I did hear that other Jewel say she's doing XYZ that I really like. And guess what? By all means, at that point, when you are at a level of leadership, that you have everything mastered, that you feel very confident, you certainly can go onto your own board, create your own board system, copy the majority onto that, and tweak some things as you feel fit. There's nothing wrong with that. If you decide you want to incorporate challenges, you will note that I never do challenges. Ashley Wiederholt on the call right now is doing a challenge right now. And she and I have talked privately many times. She knows very well how I feel about this. I am just not that girl that does like 21-day walking challenge or don't eat any sugar. I can't stay focused long enough to do that and to cheer people on. It's just not my wheel well. But you might love it. Ashley loves them. Joanna Slavin uses them like crazy. And guess what, y'all? They work. They're beautiful. But so does a lot of things. You just have to narrow in or you will be so overwhelmed in this business. And one of the things that's essential in this business is keeping it as simple as possible. So that's my spiel for tonight. That's why I wanted you guys to see that. I hope you really dive in and love it and master it and run with it. By the way, I am running with it with all my newbies, and therefore you're going to hear me talk about this till you want to slap me in the face, because that's another thing that is required. You're probably going to see me go over the boards again and again over time for the next 3 months, because that is what we need as human beings. We need repeat. We need to hear things over and over till they stick. Okay, so expect to hear this, me talking about all of the stuff, all parts of the process over and over. My goal, and another thing I shared with my leaders on Saturday, is the 90-day. This is also why I had them listen to Amber Miller's video. If anyone wants that video to listen to, I'm happy to pass it on. It was a video that was, it was a speech she gave us in Maui. So it was a leader training in Maui. And one of the things she points out is that everything takes 90 days. And this is so, there's literally not a morsel of flexibility in this. I've been in the business 11 years. Everything takes 90 days. You implement a process, don't expect it to be fully engaged for at least 90 days. That's how it works. So I made them watch this video. One of the reasons was because they brought that to the table. They're like, we heard the 90-day thing. I'm like, exactly. So where are we at? October 1, October, November, December, 90 days. You know why that's important to me? Because January 1, we shoot into our busy season. I want this process to be like, you can do it in your sleep by January 1, and that way your teams will roll out in the same way in your busiest season. Okay, I'm only 2 minutes over and I'm done. I'm actually not 2 minutes over because we didn't start till 8:32. Does anyone have any questions? And I want to thank you for sticking with me for so long. Any questions? Comments? Nothing? Okay, I'll let you go. You can go to bed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good
See you
call.
tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.